We often wonder why vocations to marriage, religious life, or priesthood are low, or why volunteers are so hard to find. It's difficult to point to one factor alone, but at the heart of it, I believe our culture faces a crisis of commitment. If it weren't for commitment, we wouldn't be able to accomplish any of our goals. Commitment is why we get things done, and why we're able to stick with it when the going gets tough. Sometimes we have trouble making commitments because something more pleasing might come our way, and then we feel that we would miss out. At other times, we might make a commitment, but then look back to what we left behind. We waver and back out. Why? Because we often equate commitment with a lack of freedom. St. Paul wrote, "For freedom Christ set us free, so stand firm and do not submit again to the yoke of slavery." In the first reading, Elijah the prophet, well advanced in age, had to choose a successor. He caught Elisha plowing the fields and threw his cloak over Elisha. Elisha slaughtered the oxen as an offering of thanks to God, and then immediately left his old life behind to follow Elijah the prophet. Somehow that doesn't resonate with us as a story about freedom. Now, if we are looking for an example of perfect commitment, we have Jesus. The gospel begins by saying that Jesus resolutely determined to journey to Jerusalem. Another translation says he set his face to go to Jerusalem. Jesus made up his mind to accomplish his Father's will, and he will not swerve from this goal of saving us through the outpouring of his blood. Again, this doesn't sound like freedom to us either. If Jesus were truly free, he would turn away from pain and danger. Freedom is often misunderstood as giving in to any immediate desire or impulse, or existing in a state of being loose and unattached. Some people go so far as to think they lose their freedom when they commit themselves. Yet St. Paul calls such notions of freedom slavery. We only begin to be free when we can make a commitment to give ourselves away in love. Pope Benedict said, "Like human life itself, freedom draws its meaning from love. Indeed, who is the freest? Someone who selfishly keeps all possibilities open for fear of losing them, or someone who expends himself firmly resolved to serve?" The freedom that Jesus and Paul offer does not give us a license to do as we please, but rather, with great privilege comes great responsibility. We are free to become the saints we are called to be by committing our lives in love to God and one another. A true disciple responds with immediate commitment, like the apostles who dropped everything to follow Jesus. Most of us know what kind of person we would like to be, but we are chained by fear of what others will think. We fear our lack of knowledge or ability, or we fear commitment. Commitment is never easy because it is focused and determined love in action. Elisha followed Elijah after slaughtering 12 oxen. He was a wealthy man. He gave up all that he had without reservation to find true freedom, true liberty. St. Anselm said that true liberty is the capacity to say only yes. It is the ability to follow what is best without restraint, tension, or obstacles. Besides, would God call us to anything less than the best that he has to offer? Christ set us free so that we can commit our life to him and for him. In doing so, we discover true happiness. Jesus said, "No one who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is fit for the kingdom." Postponing commitment to the kingdom of God is tantamount to rejecting it. For St. Francis de Sales wrote, "We receive the grace of God in vain when we receive it at the gate of our heart, and do not let it enter. There is no advantage to feeling the inspiration if we do not accept it."